Alright, take you back with another tier list video. I think this one is an ultimate all sports compilation, so I'm going to be ranking all the different sports, and this is just based on my opinion, and this will be based on obviously playing them, watching it on TV, like all kind of different things taken into account. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first one is archery. I'm going to put archery as B tier. Just because archery's fun to do. It's kind of cool to watch, but it gets boring real quick. But it's kind of, I don't know, it's very one task singular. But I think it's dope, so I'm gonna put it there. I'm gonna put baseball at C. I think it's fun to play, but I can't stand watching it unless I'm like there with people, or like I'm watching my friends play. Although I can't watch it by myself, and I can't watch on TV. Like I don't care if it's the last game, like game whatever 7 of the World Series. I just can't. Put basketball at D. I can't stand basketball, but I do have some good memories of playing some street ball with the boys. So I'm gonna put basketball at D. But I don't enjoy watching it. The NBA, college basketball, like it just doesn't hold any interest for me. Was this Bmx Biking? I'm gonna put this at B. I love extreme sports. They're cool to watch these dudes do this crazy thing. Obviously, I'd never do it, but I think it's super dope. But I wouldn't say biking would be my first choice to watch. But I still think it's dope. Bowling. I'm gonna put bowling at C tier. Bowling is super boring to watch. I would never watch a competition. It's only fun to bowl with people, and it has to be the right people. And very rarely have I been bowling with the right people, and it's just, I don't know. I put it at C. Boxing is definitely A. Combat sports are the greatest. Boxing isn't necessarily my favorite combat sport. Obviously that would be like MMA, but I think boxing is still super fun to watch. It's fun to do. I haven't actually been like a fight, but I've definitely done some training, some sparring and whatnot, but boxing's dope. Okay, cricket is B. I feel like cricket is so underrated. I've never really played, but I've definitely watched a lot of it. I don't really understand it too much, but I think from what I can tell, cricket is a super dope sport, and it's very different. So I feel like I can get into it if I really tried. But yeah, cricket's dope. Running is definitely F. I'm pretty sure that's cross country. Basically because nobody wants to watch cross country. I don't necessarily mind running itself, but if I'm running just to run, then it holds no interest for me. Track is different, because I was a sprinter. I had a coach that ruined track for me, but if you were to take that coach out of the picture, like I loved running track, because as a sprinter that was fun. But distance running, just no, not at all. I'm guessing this is mountain biking. D. Riding bikes is fun, but it's just, I think it's street biking. Is there mountain biking in here? Maybe I'd just be cycling in general. I'm gonna leave it at D tier. It's just, I don't know, riding bikes is fun, but it's just, I don't know. I'd mainly use it as a mode of transportation or exercise. What's this, kickball? I'm gonna put kickball at D, just because once you get to a certain age, you kick the ball so hard that the wind resistance, and it's so light, it just messes up the trajectory, and it's so hard to play, and it's just, I don't know. And it's one of those things too, it's like if you do get a good kick, and it's just, I don't know, I don't like kickball. I feel like once you pass the age of like 12, it's just, I don't know. Fencing is A. I'm a huge medieval sword fighting knight kind of person. I know fencing is a little bit different, and there's a lot of points and things involved in it, but it's just, I think it's super dope. I never really got into it personally, like doing it, but that doesn't mean I don't want to. I just never really had the opportunity to. American football is A tier. I love watching it. It's a super fun sport. I know it's really dangerous, but like, I don't know, it's fun to play, it's great, it's fun to watch. Even if you don't get into the terms of like knowing all the rules of the players and the teams and all that, like you can at least watch it enough to kind of understand, hey, this team is trying to get the ball here and here, and it's very easy to pick up on the basics of it just by watching it. So I think I'd put American football at S tier. This is golf. Okay. Golf is B. Golf sucks to watch. It's a really, really long event, but playing golf is so much fun. Like I was talking to my dad about this the other day. I feel like golf is that sport that every kid hates, but when they reach like their early to mid 20s, they realize how dope golf is, and it's actually a super fun sport. But okay, I'm gonna put gymnastics at C tier because I think it's super fun to watch, and as someone who does very minimal like tumbling gymnastic stuff, it's just, it might just be me, but the constant fear of like if you mess up and the injury of it, and it's just, I don't know. I don't really enjoy my body leaving the ground all that much, and I'm also like 6'2", 200 pounds, so as a person who's not super trained on it, it just, I don't know, it scares me. Hockey. I'm gonna say A. I'm gonna put hockey at A just because it's so hard to find people to get into hockey with you, because I feel like all they want to do is either play the NHL game or like no one really take it seriously throughout the whole season. But I think the hockey, the sport itself, is super dope. I mean, I've got a Nashville Predators hoodie hanging up. I think the culture around it is great. It's just my biggest problem with it is it's so hard to find, or at least where I am at, because this is my opinion for sports. My opinion on the sports list. I feel like where I'm at, I guess it's just hard to find people to get into hockey with, which kind of takes away from it. Figure skating is just, put it at F. It doesn't hold interest to me. A lot of the music they play is kind of eh. I mean, it's impressive to see what they can do, but it's just, no. I don't know what this sport is called, but I've definitely seen it. I'm gonna put it at D, just because I don't know too much about it, but from what I've seen, it looks kind of interesting. I want to say it's judo. I could be wrong. I know it's a martial art. I want to say it's judo. Could be incorrect, but like I said, I don't know. I enjoy combat sports. Same thing here. Again, I remember what this is. I know the name of it. I just can't remember it. But I have a friend here at college who kind of does this, and I've done it with him a few times. But the kind of sword fighting, martial arts combat aspect of it, I think is super dope. What is this? Kickboxing. I'm gonna put kickboxing at A for the only reason of why I'm gonna put MMA at S, is I love combat sports, but I don't think any of them are as high end as MMA, because MMA is literally just like all of it together. So that's why I'm gonna put MMA at the S. I know I kind of jumped ahead down here, but lacrosse, I'm going to put lacrosse at B. I'm going to put lacrosse at B because the sport itself is super dope. I love the history of the sport. The uniforms look cool and it's fun to play. It's just the social climate of the people who play the sport is just horrible. Like, lacrosse players are just, as a whole, I don't like them. Obviously, there's some guys who play lacrosse that are super great guys, but it's just, I don't know. A lot of times, lacrosse players are kind of those just eh. And my other big issue with it is I feel like women's lacrosse, while it is a completely different sport, should be the same as men's lacrosse, because proportionally it's the same thing. You know, it's guys against guys, and then girls against girls. They should play the exact same sport. Proportionally, it's the same thing. So why not just give them more opportunity to do more? Because I can guarantee you that a lot of the women who play lacrosse are more aggressive than the sport is letting them be. So why not just let them play regular lacrosse? I don't get it. So I'm just going to put that in B. Ping pong is B, or table tennis, however you want to refer to it. It's super fun, but it's one of those things to where it's like, you also have to be playing with someone who's taking it seriously, because if you're good at it, it's not really fun to play against someone to screw around unless they want to be serious. Or like if you're both kind of, I don't know, it's super fun to screw around with too, but if you want to take it seriously as like an actual sport, it's just kind of, let's get to competitions with it. But I'm just gonna put that there. Pool is A, or billiards. I mean, it doesn't matter, it's on the list. It's super fun to play. I've done it a lot with my dad and some friends here at college, especially first coming to school. In my freshman dorm, we would all go down to the first floor or the ground floor. No, it was the first floor. Go to the first floor to play like ping pong and pool and stuff all the time. Like we used that pool table so much that we literally broke it, not because we like did anything stupid or we were unsafe or not following regulations or anything. It's just we used it so much that the wear and tear on it, like the felt would start coming up and the wood was starting to knock off the side and kind of come apart just because we use it so much. Rugby's S tier, number one greatest sport of all time, in my opinion. I am a rugby player. I'm the president of the rugby club in my college. For those of you who are rugby people, I played lock. It's just I'm gonna not talk about it just because I could go on for the next 20 minutes about everything that I love about rugby and how it's the greatest sport of all time. But rugby is S tier. There will never ever be another sport ever that is greater than rugby. Boating is stupid. I'm just gonna put that as F. I don't even know if that's the right term for it, but I don't like open water. I think boats are just badminton, D, just because I don't know. It's not as fun as other racket sports, and just the way it kind of falls in the trajectory of it and the aerodynamics of the birdie, it's just I don't know. Skateboarding is A. I really didn't take it too much past the basic level just because of just fear of injury and whatnot, which again I played rugby and football and like wrestling and stuff, but I don't know, just for what it is. But I loved the skate video games. I think it was so cool. I love the culture around skateboarding, like skateboarding itself, not like the social culture, but like the sport culture of it. The competitions, the X Games is super fun to watch. I think it's really impressive what you can do with it. So I'm put wrestling there today. Skiing is D. Oh, I put snowboarding. Snowboarding is S. No, snowboarding is actually A. Skiing is D. I think skiing is stupid. The two skis, it's just I don't know. It's just, I feel like you could easily just be gliding and all of a sudden your legs will just drift apart, or I don't like skis. I don't like skiing. The only reason I'm sticking snowboarding at A is because I've always loved snowboarding. I think snowboarding is one of the dopest sports ever. It's just actually once I went to go snowboarding, it was just not the same as what I thought it was, and it's not as fun to snowboard, and it's just really, I don't know, but I would put it at A just because it's not as fun as I thought it would be to actually do, but I love watching it and I love the culture around snowboarding. Soccer, I'm gonna put it C. It's fun to play, but that's about it. It's boring to watch. I don't know, I don't really have too much to say about soccer. I like playing it, but even then it would never be my first choice. Swimming is F. You have to train way too hard for it. I don't enjoy watching it. It's just, I don't know. Being in the pool, I don't know. I don't like swimming. I don't know. I can't. There's so many different pictures of martial arts, but I'm gonna put this. They're wearing headgear. I'll put it at B. I don't know too much about it. Tennis is C. Tennis is a super dope sport. It's just, like, for what it is, I appreciate it. My grandfather was a really big tennis player. My uncle played tennis. I think tennis is cool. It's just I would never really play it, and I would never, I wouldn't really watch it unless it's like I knew someone that was like close to me that was playing. But I don't know. But I think it's cool. I don't have anything against it, so I'll put it at C, just middle of the road. So track, I'm gonna put track at B, just because I kind of. I just like watching people run and sprint, and then when I did, I was a sprinter, so it was super fun to do. Like I said, I had that one coach who ruined it for me, but track is cool. I'm gonna put frisbee at D because I can't throw a frisbee. I hate throwing frisbees. I hate catching frisbees. It's so hard to throw for no reason, and then the people who play ultimate frisbee, they're just like crack addicts. Like, it's the only thing they care about, and it's like ultimate frisbee is that sport for people who want to be athletic but they're not athletic and they're too scared to do other sports, but they're like, hey, I can go play frisbee instead. It's like I don't like frisbee. Volleyball's S tier. This has absolutely nothing to do with uniforms at all, strictly because of the sport itself. It's super fun to play. Like, I just love going out there, being on the court or sand, jumping up, like hitting the ball over the net, and like, I love volleyball. Volleyball is such a fun sport. I think it's dope. Water polo, I'm gonna put it C, just because it's unique. I don't understand it, and I would never play it, but it's a super unique sport. What is this, powerlifting? Put powerlifting at C, just because I have respect for the guys who are able to do it. It's just, I don't know, I would never do it, and I think a lot of it's pointlessly dangerous. I'm put wrestling at S. Now, I understand, like I was talking before, how MMA is the greatest form of fight sports, but wrestling is one of, if not the oldest sports in the book. It's, you know, one of the most physically taxing. It's super hard to do. You have to be spot on at all times. There's no room for error. It's just you and that guy. Same kind of thing as other fight sports, but just wrestling itself, I have such a big respect for, because it's not like the other combat sports where you just have to like kick and punch people or, you know, whatever. This one, you literally have to grapple and physically dominate and overpower and force the other person and have better technicalities than them. And this is, I don't know, wrestling is an S sport. I think this is curling. I'm gonna put curling at B, because it's actually pretty fun to watch. I've never done it, but I've watched it, and it's like, for whatever reason, it's just something about it that's just really, really fun to watch. I don't quite understand it, but I don't know, it's cool. Darts, put darts at D. It's fun to do here and there. It's just not sustainable. It's just not sustainable fun. Maybe if you're playing for money, or, you know, you're at a bar or whatever, but it's just, I don't know, that's not really my thing. I don't like bar. A lot of people are gonna hate me for this. Fishing is F. My uncle, my dad, that side of the family loves fishing. I don't like being in open water. I don't like fish. I don't like eating fish. I don't know, I don't like being on boats. Everything about fishing I just don't enjoy. But yeah, so let me know. That's my my ultimate sports tier list. I know there's some other sports in there that they didn't mention, but there's already so many of them in here. But that's my ultimate sports list. Let me know if you guys agree with me, if you disagree with me. You know, what sports you'd want to put where. If there's any that you just absolutely can't believe that I put somewhere and that you think they should be higher or lower, just let me know in the comments. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next tier list video.